program essentially deals with foreign exchange currencies and recommending the best currency for you to invest in from India in terms of the 7 to 10 most popular currencies. We can choose how many ever currencies we want. It uses the data structure. It works primarily on the data structure of linked lists and works on the principles of dynamic programming. So, how does it work? The first step right here is to extract the API and get the real-time conversion rates and store real-time conversion rates on Python, as you can see here, and store them in real time in a text file, which is then parsed in the second part of our code. So now we can run this, and as you can see, the output shows up here. Then after this text file has been parsed, we go to the core program, which is written in C. Here we use 2 linked lists and 4 functions to make the code work. The first linked list is used directly to parse all the data that we have obtained, and store them with the currency they belong to, which is why the first linked list has 4 tags, which include the first linked list has 4 tags, which include, as you can see, the net sum, the trade percentage, and the string to indicate where it comes, what's the name of the currency, right? Apart from that, the other linked list calculates the net profit and the currency values which you get from that, and uses the profit function here. So basically, we use 4 functions here. The first one is used to parse the data from the text file and access it. As you can see here, it uses the conversion function to pass the data and traverse it. It opens the converted rates.txt, which we extract from the API, and then it uses the and here we use the string token function also, in case it is broken down in fragments and tokens, to stitch the data together in a uniform manner, and then we ensure that the data is uniform and stored in the comma space separated variable format, so that we can use it for other applications such as machine learning in the future, right? So after this is done, then what? After this is done, we then move on to calculate the profit. Then we move on to convert the currency by using the second function. Then we move on to convert the currency using the second function. Which is known as the profit function. And after converting the currency by using the switch case, as you can see here, where there are multiple switches, case 1 for the United States dollar, case 2 for euro, and so on. We do find the net profit by multiplying it with the trade percentage of the respective country. Trade percentage is the ratio of the country's gross domestic product to their currency, which tells you how much profit you are more likely to make when you invest in that. So we first store the value of the converted currency from the Indian rupee into from that currency to the Indian rupee, how much value it will have, and then we store it right here. After this, we run the profit function, which directly uses the trade percentage, which we traverse via the switch and the first linked list. We then use the profit function to calculate the net profit, whose formula is taken as we take the thing for the net profit, whose formula is taken, as you can see here, whose formula is taken as profit equal to converted sum, which we already find, which is consum, as you can see here, consum equal to the trade percentage of the respective country, which we traverse from the string trade percentage into the converted sum by 100, which gives you the net profit, right? After we find the net profit and store it all together, we then traverse all of that into the other function, into the linked list, as you can see here. And after we do that, then we also parse to find out which one is more likely to give you the most profit, right? Which we do right here. When we run it in the form of a linear search, where we compare each term with each other to find out which is the largest term. It is important to note we cannot use other algorithms here, such as binary search, because they have increased amount of complexity and complexity as compared to using the basic logic of a linear search, where it transfers the first element as temporary and then compares it with the next elements respectively continuously until it finds out which has the highest number of profit. Then it feeds the one with the highest number of profit to the one that is success, as you can see in the main function. In the main function, what we the parameters that we put in is the total amount of sum we want to invest, which is used in all the formulas and calculations, and the total time period for investment in years, right? Then it shows you all the countries that are available to invest in. We have taken the top 7 countries which are doing well in the foreign exchange market for the sake of this project, and then we apply the conversion function on the sum that we basically provide via this, and then find the profit respectively, right? After all of that, then we also end up storing the data that we collect and the profit that we get from each in a comma separated variable file, so that it can be used in future projects for machine learning, and also, as we have used in this project, for effective plotting, to provide you with a clear perspective via GUI interface to show you which is the one that is best to invest in, right? So as you can see, the function for profit here, like I just explained already, where it traverses the value of the where it traverses the conversion text rates and then finds out the profit function. It is important to note here that we use a different function here, @off, which essentially converts a string into a long float so that we can get the direct values and traverse them effectively, which was one of the main goals of the project, right? So then it converts them, as I've already shown you here, via the switch case. It converts them back and checks the profit and tells you which is the best, as you can see here. And after it tells you which is the best, it then returns and displays the best country to invest in, so on, and the profit that you make is so on, as I will be showing you again in the output window as well. For instance, we want to invest 5,000 Indian rupees. For instance, we want to invest 5,000 Indian rupees over the time period of 2 years. Then here are the available countries to invest in. Here's how much you're gonna. Here's the converted rates for the amount that you've invested. Here's the conversion rates right now, real time, right? After that, how much it indicates how much the currency is equal to in Indian rupees. After which it shows you which is the best country to invest in right now and how much profit you're gonna get over the time period that you get, right? After this, it shows you the net. After this, it shows up, and after this, we run it through. After this, we run it through a plot, and we effectively plot it, which gives us the net code, right? As you can see, it also creates a test.txt file with all the currency rates and the profit rates in the comma separated variable here. That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.